I'm looking for a Paul Yob. Have you seen him?
What?
A Paul Yob?
Gave a couple knocks, shone the light in, and drove off. Shit.
Some van life nights do not turn dangerous all at once. They close in slowly. A heater dies while snow buries a van in the dark, and a stranger in the desert returns with a warning no one can prove. When the only safe place starts trapping you, what would you do? Living Life by the Mile is a channel operated by Michael and Rebecca, a married couple who live on the road full-time in a truck with their dog, Reese. Their videos cover the normal details of that lifestyle, from repairing the truck to camping in interesting places around the country. But at times, their travels also reveal the uneasy side of road life that comes with traveling this way, when an ordinary stop suddenly becomes risky. In a video posted on November 10th, 2025, the couple had reached the end of the day and found what looked like a reasonable place to sleep for the night. They parked in a Walmart lot in Allentown, Pennsylvania, and went to bed inside the vehicle. Because Rebecca had to wake up early, she set her alarm for 6 a.m. When the alarm sounded, she got up, but then heard another noise coming from outside the truck. Someone was knocking. Public parking lots can seem safer than empty back roads because they are open, illuminated, and usually have other vehicles nearby. But that also means unknown people can move through at any moment, making overnight camping harder to predict. Michael woke up annoyed, and the reason was easy to understand. He had only fallen asleep around 3 a.m., and now someone was knocking on their vehicle at 6 a.m. so early in the morning.
I mean, we knew it wasn't the cops.
Yeah.
Or security.
And then I started making me some coffee, and then so I hurried and put my house coat on, and by the time I got up there, whoever it was already getting back in their vehicle, but they was so close to the back of the truck. I just wanted to look out again and make sure that they had left. And what do you know? They're back, not knocking or anything, just standing there. So at that point, I tell Michael, you better get up. You got to have to do something with this, whatever that's going on out here.
If there had been an obvious emergency, it might have made sense. But by the time he got up, the person who knocked had already disappeared. Then, while they were still trying to understand what had happened, the same person appeared again. This time, the man was near their RV and seemed to be using it as a bathroom. Michael saw him and opened the window, hoping to talk to him and figure out what was happening. But instead of receiving a normal explanation, the moment became even stranger.
Oh my God, be careful.
I'm looking for a Paul Yob. Have you seen him?
What?
A Paul Yob?
Why are you beating on my truck at 6 o'clock in the
I'm
morning?
looking for a Paul Yob. A short little fellow that drives a tow truck. I was 20 years back. I was just waking up on a wet trip. Where's he at? Do you know Brian Kramer? You don't know any of these fellows.
No.
Are you on crack or something?
Michael, you don't know he could
no,
have.
I'm for somebody who wet me the up.
Don't be
That's
on my
all.
truck at 6 o'clock in the morning. Like, what are you
Wait,
doing,
what?
bro?
Somebody that would just led me over here to talk to you to tell me you're Paul Yob for some reason.
Nobody
That's what
did
I'm
that, dude.
trying to
Nobody did that.
Yeah.
Nobody
He just
did
told
that.
me to come over here to tell you that you're Paul Yob for some
I don't know who Paul, whoever the is. You just beginning to beat on somebody else's shit, too.
Yeah, I beat on that van over there.
And you ain't a crackhead.
I ain't a crack.
You don't
hear much right now. This is going way back, partner. That's why I'm out here.
No, I'll tell you where this is going. One of two places.
Front of that van over there. Go ahead.
What does the
'Cause
van
this is
got
what
to-
it's about with Paul, by the way.
You better get the away from my
One
truck.
second. Go ahead,
He's
partner.
not in his right mind.
Go
He
right
could have
ahead.
a behind his back.
The man kept asking about a person named Paul Yob. He said someone had told him Paul was there, but Michael and Rebecca had no idea what he meant. Michael could not understand why the man appeared to believe the person he wanted might be inside their truck. As the interaction continued, the situation grew more tense and unpredictable. The man kept his hands behind his back, which made Rebecca uneasy because it looked like he might have been concealing something. At the same time, he kept repeating the same strange question about Paul Yabi, even though none of it made sense to them. Then the man walked away. But the confusion was not over. He returned again and started knocking on other vans in the parking lot. asking the same type of question. That made it clear this was not just a simple misunderstanding. Something about his story did not line up, and his behavior made the entire situation feel unsafe. After some time,
I also seen him go across over to a gray van, and I seen him get out, and they done the same thing. He knocked on the side of their van, and then he literally ran back to his car and took off before they could get up and get out there. Same way he had done us. I saw him go up to 2 other cars and mess around their cars.
I mean, he wasn't a homeless dude. He obviously had a car. He looked like he had a job and all that. He just still a crackhead. I really didn't know what to do with it at that point because she was saying it looked like he was reaching behind his back and he had something.
When they first started arguing, he had his hands in the front of him, and then I kept seeing him like go like this, like in behind his back. He knows that I'm not going to risk my life or his life in any way. So I just said whatever to get him away from the window and let this guy go on about his day.
a few cars moved through the lot. The couple thought they may have been police or security, possibly because someone had reported the man. By then, it was clear he was not in a stable state of mind. Michael and Rebecca remained in the parking lot a little longer, but they could not fall back asleep. The feeling that he might still be somewhere close by made the place feel unsafe to them. Eventually, they left the area and continued their trip. For people who live or camp inside a vehicle, this is exactly the kind of situation they hope to avoid. It does not always happen because someone picked a dangerous place. Sometimes it happens without warning, even in a location that seemed normal at first. This case shows that people can sometimes be more unpredictable than animals. Wildlife can be scary, but a confused or unstable person near your vehicle creates a different type of danger. Maybe the man was lost, under the influence, or searching for someone from a memory that no longer made sense. But if you were inside that truck at 6 a.m., would you have stayed calm, opened the window, or left immediately? This video was posted on May 29th, 2026, by the channel Nikki Delventhal. At first, Nikki's trip feels like a scenic hike through snow, but soon, it changes into a freezing overnight problem inside the van. She starts hiking toward the craters before the storm gets too intense.
This is my kind of adventure. I don't recommend doing this alone, but I also don't recommend waiting until somebody will join you on things, because you might be waiting your whole life.
But as she keeps going, the trail begins to feel more unsafe and harder to follow. After she reaches the crater, the snowfall starts coming down quickly. That pushes her to turn around before the conditions get even worse.
Wow! This is extreme! All right, you ready? Let's get out of here. Welcome to Inyo Crater in a snowstorm, y'all. You guys, this is beautiful, but we gotta be safe and we gotta be smart about it since it is starting to dump now. So we will meet you back at the van. Okay, ready? Here we go.
When she gets back to the van, the storm suddenly intensifies. Nikki realizes the forecast has shifted, and what first looked like a manageable storm now could bring as much as 3 feet of snow.
As you can see, there's a lot more snow about to come in here. Very soon it's going to get into the low teens temperature-wise. They're now saying that it's going to be getting 2 times the amount they expected, so the minimum snow that's coming into this area is going to be possibly 1 foot up to 3 feet. In massive snowstorms like this, they tend to shut down this highway. Oh gosh, that's a lot of snow. This storm has just started and there's already at least 4 inches of snow. This is crazy. Wow, okay. Whew. Let's secure everything.
Worried that the van might be blocked in by plows or trapped by the storm, she chooses to move it to a safer place before it becomes too late.
Right in here. So now we're a little bit lower in elevation, so this should be a lot better, but this guy's in the spot I was thinking about. Let's see what's back here. If there's anywhere easy to go. Oh boy. We've got maybe like an hour, boys, until it rolls back in, so let's enjoy it. What a beautiful, beautiful break in the storm. Oh my gosh.
Later that night, the situation grows more serious. The wind increases, and the snow keeps piling up higher around her. During one last potty break with the dogs, Nikki sees how much snow has already accumulated. The cold is no longer only unpleasant, it is turning into a real issue. Then the van's heater suddenly stops working. That makes her think fast, because if the temperature continues dropping, the water system could freeze.
So my heat is broken until I can thaw out. Should I drain my water tanks? My water tanks can freeze, which means my pipes can burst. Okay, I need to clear off the Starlink. I need to think clearly. I need to put some anti-gel treatment in the fuel tank. I don't know if it's going to do anything at this point, but...
In the middle of the night, Nikki realizes the diesel fuel may be gelling because of the cold, causing the heater to shut off.
Okay, my diesel... Come on. It's just blowing cold air. I can't believe this is happening right now. What am I doing?
With temperatures dropping into the low teens Fahrenheit and the chance of being snowed in for days, Nikki makes a stressful choice. Instead of wading through it, she drives 2 hours overnight toward warmer conditions.
I can't believe I'm about to drive 2 hours. I don't know if this is stupid, but I just feel like driving 2 hours is better than potentially getting stuck for weeks. Everything I'm reading is telling me the fuel will get jellier despite adding it. I don't know if it would fix it. And it's 3 in the morning, so I'm not gonna call a mechanic or anything like that.
By morning, that choice seems to have saved her. The snow starts melting. The water system still works, and she thinks leaving at 3 a.m. may have prevented frozen pipes or a far worse outcome.
No, I just have a feeling I would have deeply regretted staying there at 3 in the morning. Well, it's melted enough. Turn my fan on, so that way I can try to get a little bit of the moisture out.
After resetting the heater and clearing the fault codes, the system finally turns back on again, bringing the storm adventure to a major relief. The strange part of this situation is that the danger did not come from one dramatic moment. It came from small issues building at the same time. Snow, cold, a failing heater, and the fear of getting stuck. In freezing conditions, van systems can fail faster than people expect. Diesel can thicken in low temperatures, and if the water system freezes, pipes and tanks can be damaged even after the storm is over. If Nikki had stayed in that storm all night, do you think the van would have made it through safely? Have you ever tried to remain unseen, then realized someone may have found you already? That is what unfolded during this stealth camping night beside a remote lake. In a video posted on July 24th, 2022, YouTuber Brendan Explores went to Lake Vyrnwy in Wales. His plan was to stay overnight, stealth camping near the lakeside. Signs around the lake warned against overnight parking and camping. But Brendan intended to keep a low profile and appear like a normal parked car.
Looks like some people have already beaten me to it. That's definitely a camper there. The infamous signs. Let me show you. No overnight parking / camping.
After that, he relocated to another place along the lakeside. The car was arranged for the night. The windows were blocked. Everything was stored away, and he got settled.
So I've ended up moving from that fly-infested spot. So I'm going to do my very best at trying to air the car out of all those flies. It was an absolute nightmare. But yeah, look at this absolutely beautiful spot here. One absolutely epic evening. If it wasn't for those goddamn flies, which there's a couple still in here now. Anyway, I don't think there's anything left to do now, apart from getting dressed, get into bed, and wake up to that beautiful view.
Then, around 3 a.m., headlights showed up. A vehicle stopped nearby and pointed its lights straight toward his car. When strong headlights shine into a parked car at night, the person inside can see almost nothing past the glare. That makes it difficult to know who is outside, what they want, or whether staying still or leaving is safer.
I can see headlights. Who the was that? They just drove off. Didn't shout anything. Didn't ask if anyone's in here. Gave a couple knocks, shone the light in, and drove off. Shit. I thought someone would come back then, Jesus. The fact that they left makes me think that they're probably just going to leave me be now. 1 o'clock in the morning. That is one absolutely terrifying feeling. I'll let you know if anyone returns. Fingers crossed they don't. And if you don't hear from me before morning, they've naffed off. Well, that's one hell of a wake-up I've ever had one. Jeez. About the rest of my evening, about 3:30, a van pulled up, lights turned on directly at the car. Probably for about 15 minutes, the car was just sat there with the lights shining on the car. By the time they'd left, it had nearly 4 o'clock in the morning. It wasn't going to be long before the daylight hit. At about 7 o'clock, and I've just dozed in till about now, which is about 9:15 now.
Sometimes, stealth camping in areas with obvious no camping signs means accepting that getting found is always a possibility. But when it happens in the middle of the night, the decision becomes harder. Maybe it was someone checking the area, or maybe Brendan had already been spotted. What would you have done? Stayed hidden, driven away, or waited to see what happened next? The next unsettling video comes from Off the Trail. Ahoo! Based outdoor camping channel focused on solo van trips, off-grid testing, and real-time wilderness experiences. This happened on December 11, 2025, in northeast Oklahoma, United States. At first, everything seemed under control. He was inside the van, focused on cooking. Managing the heat became the main issue. The oven was running. The door was partly open, and he kept making small adjustments. Outside, nothing appeared to be happening, but that detail mattered. While his attention stayed on what was going on inside the van, the area outside was no longer being watched as carefully.
At 300, once it gets to 350-ish, I'll open it up, stick it in there, and we'll start cooking. Well, I just heard a coyote. I told you guys.
Then the moment snapped. A coyote howl cut through the air around him. It sounded close enough to catch him off guard immediately. There was no real uncertainty about the sound. He recognized it right away, and that changed the whole feeling of the scene. The space outside no longer felt empty. It felt occupied.
There is a whole bunch of them.
Then he considered something else. One coyote often does not mean only one. That made the fear feel larger. It was no longer just one sound from one direction. It could mean several animals scattered somewhere around him.
Yeah. Unless they can chew through metal, I think I'll be okay. I don't know. Let's get back inside. We'll be all right. I didn't even think about testing the size of the pan. I forgot all about that, so let's hope it fits.
After that, his behavior shifted. He stayed inside and kept his movements limited. The van became a boundary. Not exactly safety, but separation. Nothing came closer. Nothing escalated. Still, every sound outside carried more weight. There was no direct encounter, no approach, and no clear confirmation beyond the howl. But once the area felt active, the situation did not need much more. Maybe the coyotes were far away, or maybe they were closer than he wanted to believe. Would you have kept cooking, or stayed still and listened? This story starts with Kayla N. trying to feel safe again. After her family unexpectedly lost their home, safety no longer felt like something that could simply be purchased. For Kayla, stealth camping became a way to take back control, not just content for YouTube. Around a year after she began uploading videos, Kayla filmed one of her most uneasy nights on May 7th, 2025. She was in Chicago, worn out and cold, after refueling her van and picking up supplies. At that point, all she wanted was somewhere to park and sleep. She finally picked a motel parking lot, a place many stealth campers consider because bigger vehicles are often around, and someone sleeping in a car may draw less attention.
can't even get up here because of the dog. Oh, baby. Excuse me?
You got a room here?
I was actually about to get a room. I wasn't here that long. I had to use the bathroom.
You have a room here, you have to leave.
Okay, thank you.
Kayla got settled and was close to falling asleep when a knock interrupted her. After she was made to leave, she ended up in a difficult position, driving through one of America's biggest cities while exhausted. She admitted she was tired and having a hard time, but remaining there could have created an even bigger issue, so she left.
I'm getting kicked out, and it's the middle of the night. Oh my god. I literally just got kicked out. Okay, now I have to find somewhere else to sleep. Oh my god, I'm so tired. I could have not just answered the door, but I'm pretty sure he seen me pull up and with the dog running out and stuff like that. So it's best I just leave before it causes any type of problem.
Kayla later found another spot to stop, but something about it did not feel right. Many stealth campers depend on that instinct because the body can sense something wrong before the mind fully understands it. When you are alone, exhausted, and parked in an unfamiliar area, even small details can feel much more serious.
So I found a truck stop, and I'm gonna be sleeping here for the night. I don't think anybody's gonna come knock on my door. I hope not. But it looks kind of dangerous. I am at a truck stop in the, wide open. I don't know. Very skeptic of the place that I chose.
Fortunately, the second location was safe, and Kayla got through the night. Still, the moment revealed the harsher side of van life. One knock ruined her rest, pushed her back onto the road, and left her looking for sleep somewhere that already felt uncomfortable. Maybe no real threat was waiting for her that night. But the fear came from how fast control slipped away. What would you have done in her situation stayed silent, responded to the knock, or left right away? In October 2022, a solo camper from YouTube channel Alyssa Vanilla stopped her van on remote BLM land near Tucson, Arizona. Her channel covers solo female van life long drives, quiet camps, and the reality of living alone in open places. That day, the temperature neared 100 degrees. The desert was empty, and one tree gave rare shade. It seemed isolated, controlled until somebody realized she was there.
Currently, I think it's like 96 degrees, and I'm parked, as you can kind of see by the shadow, in front of a tree. The one tree I found in the desert, thank God. Oh my God, I'm getting bit by fire ants. What the hell? Dude, I was like, what's stinging me? Okay, I needed some space to myself. I've been in the city for a few days. I did laundry today, so I need a place to just put my laundry away. So I was in town and I just grabbed a pizza and then came out here. I need space to myself. I want to test to see if I'll make it in courtside, but it is really hot. Again, if this tree was not here, I wouldn't be.
She starts by getting into the campsite, focused on simple tasks: cleaning, arranging things, dealing with ants in the heat. The van is parked under the only tree in sight, with open desert all around it. The area feels quiet, almost too quiet, with no signs of other campers nearby. As she works, the feeling of being completely alone becomes more obvious right before an engine cuts through the silence.
Just kind of checking, making sure everybody's got enough water. And
Oh, okay. Are you a ranger or?
No, I just live close. So I kind of come out and check, make sure, because I know there's a lot of people that come out here that don't have a lot.
I'm fine right now.
I had shit stolen from my house 2 years ago, so I started making myself open to people that were out here, giving them my name so they knew who I was.
Yeah.
You know what? It's worked for me. Nobody steals shit from my house anymore.
And what is your name?
Johnny. If you need water, I have a hose outside that runs all the time. Stop there, fill your water jugs, whatever you need. And those that I get to know well enough, they're welcome to actually come in and use the shower a couple times a week. I'm
that's
not
nice.
home. My wife probably work better if you came by while I was there a couple of times, just so my wife gets to know you, so she doesn't think there's something stupid going on.
Right.
Stop by.
Okay, well, thank you.
A man introduces himself as John, saying he lives nearby and checks on campers. His voice is calm, friendly, almost practiced. He talks about water, mentions his house, and even offers access to a shower. Nothing he says is directly threatening, but the offers feel unnecessary. The longer he stands there talking, the harder it is to ignore how much attention he is giving her and the van.
Hey,
Hi.
so you have a guy on the mountain up there that is watching you with binoculars.
Okay, well, that's unnerving. Well, I guess I won't be staying.
Well, it's not that you can't stay. Just, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
The other side of the mountain is safer.
Really?
Yes. He's driving a older Dodge pickup, and he told me he comes out here and offers water to people, but I would stay away from him. He told me he parks up there and looks around to see who might need water, who might need this, who might need that. You see that white truck underneath the tree? Come out here and I'll show you. Just so you know.
Yeah, it's also just odd that there's not really anybody out here.
Get a good description of that truck. It's white and burgundy. Honestly, I'd move to the other side.
I did want to stay, but if there's somebody watching me, then obviously I don't think I should stay out here at all.
After he leaves, the stillness comes back briefly. The quiet feels different now, heavier. Then John returns. He warns her that another man is watching from the mountain and suggests she move to the other side of the hill. She looks toward the mountain but sees nothing, no movement, no truck, no proof, only open land.
So just finishing up my laundry and then I'll probably have to leave, but that's okay. Do you need anything?
No.
Okay.
No.
As she begins packing to go, John stays nearby. He sits on the ATV, silent, staring. He does not explain himself. He does not leave. The silence lasts longer than before, filled with questions that have no clear answers. She finishes loading the van and drives away, choosing distance before the unease has a chance to deepen. Many viewers questioned whether the warning was meant to protect or to test her reaction. The changing story, the silence, and the focus on moving her location raised concerns. If the threat was never visible, what was the warning really meant to do? After almost 3 years of living in a stealth camper, YouTuber No Limit Van Life checked his security footage in October 2023 and realized how near he had been to a risky situation.
When I'm checking my cameras, my security cameras, I can't see what's happening live. So while I was checking the cameras, might have been when he came back. He might have been out there. Oh man, what would I even do? I do have a plan. In those moments, you forget plans. Bright flashlight for my mountain bike. Well, it's supposed to be better than pepper spray. He's looking in those windows. I'll pop out through my partition, wave at him in the window. I haven't gotten past that. The other thought is to open the side door, pop out there with the pepper spray and the flashlight and the camera.
The video shows a man walking up to the van late at night, looking through the windows before eventually leaving without breaking in. The cameras were not being watched live, so the incident went unnoticed while it was happening. Moments like this show why motion alert cameras, brighter, safer parking spots, and smart vehicle positioning to limit blind spots can matter so much. When your home is a parked van, how ready do you need to be before a quiet night suddenly feels uncertain? That's it for tonight. Which moment creep? Drop it in the comments. Have your own story. Share it with us, and stay tuned. The next one is even darker.